Andrea.
You always have to know when to ignore the voice of experience. So I'm standing at my 20th high school reunion at Lower Merion High School outside of Philadelphia, surrounded by 4 other bookish women. And it struck me to ask a question. How in the hell did we all end up as business executives in technology when we had very few role models? And all of a sudden, this one woman said, well, I'm certainly glad that I did not follow the advice of Mrs. Greyboys. At which point, all 5 of us became completely silent. And she continued by saying, yeah, Mrs. Greyboys, junior year, picking classes, she said, make sure that you don't take AP calculus because you'll stop having menstrual cycles. At which point, all of us stared at her and said, she told you that too? Unbelievable. And what we found out is that the 5 of us that went on to these careers had all figured out to ignore the voice of experience. And all of us had gone on, probably frightened and in the minority at the time, to go and study that really scary stuff of physics and math, not to go to the prom, to be bookish, and to figure out that there was something inside of us that was bigger than what Mrs. Greyboys told us to do. Now, I am not in judgment of Mrs. Greyboys. I think she had really good intentions, and she really didn't mean to discourage us. She probably had fantastic evidence of a woman before us who had missed all of her periods and wanted to drop out of high school and probably never had children and couldn't get married and everything went terribly. So she was trying to do the best she could. So what I've learned is the second thing about leadership, which is that now, as the CEO of Launchpad Central, which is a technology company in San Francisco, and what we do is we help intrapreneurs within large companies like NASDAQ, the Mayo Clinic, Jones Lang LaSalle, who are also scared. Can you imagine innovators within large companies trying to have their brave voices heard? And so as I work with the teams now of people who are very evidence-based and very rational and very, very passionate about an idea for an entrepreneurial effort within a large company, I think to them, bravely go. Listen to that voice. And that same sense of encouragement is what I believe I learned from Mrs. Greyboys. Now there's one little coda, which is as follows. We all thought we were the only ones she told that to, right? So I was thinking, as a woman leader, what are we supposed to do? I think we're supposed to share, and I think we're supposed to support. Because had I known that there were 4 other women scared to death in that calculus course, I might have reached out and changed the beginning of the next part of my life. Thank you. And